You go like, okay, we've roamed around and we get, yeah, I see how this is laid out. So, okay, we want to do the same thing with the Temple Mount. To marble. So here's the map of the Temple Mount. So the Muslim platform is not square. And you can see there's kind of random steps up to that Muslim platform. See what I mean? You know see what I mean?
Yeah. Why, I mean, is it just random, or do they actually have a method to their madness?
There is no method.
Okay.
I think people built them at different times, and it's like a good work of a Omar, you know, I mean, a caliph. And then a lot of times they'll put the walkway arches over it. Scales of justice, as they call them, or the scales of judgment, one of the two, every time you do that. And so this is supposed to be the place of final judgment, you know, if you will. At Christ's return, believe it or not, that's what they teach. You can see the overlaid there is what Land Retmeyer would call the original platform or the Ezra platform. And it's the square one, 500 cubits by 500 cubits.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, used to be two, but now there's one indicator that where this would be. Well, there's two actually still. One is right here, that step, which is not perpendicular to the platform. No, that's not weird. It's parallel. It's not parallel to the platform. It's at an angle. So it looks like, and it is a different type of stone. It's wider. It's, so you go like that. That looks like it comes from another something.
It's not parallel to the Muslim platform, or not parallel to the...
It is not parallel to the Muslim platform. All the other steps are parallel to the Muslim platform. But,
Is that the step you stop us at on that side of the
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
and you go like that. They line these steps up with this line of stones, and so it goes kind of cockeyed to the platform, where all the other ones are squared up like regular steps to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And so and it looks different, you'll see, and it's wider than the other steps. And you go like that. I think that's from an earlier build. It also is, if you go 500 cubits from this edge right here, 500 cubits, and draw an immediate right angle, you know,
Mhm.
like a 90 degree,
Yeah.
and you go out 500 cubits to the wall where it intersects the walls where the bend is.
Cool.
And so it looks like, in his opinion, that the Ezra platform was a square platform about 500 cubits by 500 cubits. And that's how it would line up with the domed rock. So that the Solomon and Ezra platform were bigger than the platform that holds the Dome of the Rock up there.
Yeah.
The dark
So
blue.
even Solomon's platform is pretty amazing.
Yes. Yeah. The dark blue is the addition of the Akra, Maccabean fort, and then the lighter blue is Herod's big expansion. Fortress Antonio was actually taller than the temple, but the whole point of it was to keep an eye over the temple. It's outside the walls. And the pool of Israel we looked at, you know, that's a really deep pool, which is a parking lot today. Anything? Go ahead. Go
Even
for
though
it.
the portico was designed to be shorter than the temple, the fortress is not.
Correct.
That's strange. Even though the portico is designed to be shorter than the temple, the fortress is not. So I thought
You're talking about the Royal Stowe or Solomon's Portal?
Yes. Royal
Stowe.
Stowe.
So the Stowe was shorter than the temple.
Yes.
So it wasn't like the temple had to be the largest building.
Correct.
Okay.
It was the tallest? It
Fortress
wasn't-
Antonio is taller.
It was built after.
It was part of the building project. Around Fortress Antonio was a moat. And if you remember where you come out on the rabbinic underground tunnels, you come out, you go through part of where the moat is, there's a water in the bottom of it, and then you come up there and you're right where the Via Dolorosa is.
What tunnels?
Western tunnels.
Western tunnels, the rabbinic tunnels.
Oh.
So they go all the way along here, like that. And up here is, you can see part of the moat that was built for Fortress Antonio. And
So
then,
all that big pool of water is part of the moat.
yeah. Okay,
And where do the Muslims say this came from if there never was a temple?
where did,
Like they deny that the temple was there, right?
not all, very few actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So they acknowledge that this was Jewish first?
yeah.
Really?
I mean, some, and I was like, I was in a shopkeeper's house and he just went crazy after he realized I wasn't gonna buy anything, and he just was telling me how it was not that. And I'm like, really? What do you do with the big stones? Big stones were another group. That was his answer.
Another big religion right in the middle of Israel.
His son, who was, let him go for a little while, and then his son came up and kind of escorted me away, like, you're not gonna enjoy this. Let's go over here. So he did.
He's heard that before.
Yeah. Underneath it, if you can see where it is, this is where all of the cisterns are, water sources, underneath the temple platform. And this is from, what's his name, Warren's excavations down there, looking around. The thing that's kind of important about it is, if you look at 2 and 5, 2 and 5 are right next to the temple. So if you have to draw up water for the sacrifices to clean it up or whatever, those would be the. And 5 is obviously really man-made. It was long and cut narrow in order to hold the water, but it would be in the area of the sacrifices.
How would they draw the water out? Like a bucket? Or,
Mhm.
yeah.
How would the water be filled? Rainwater?
Yeah. We see Warren's Gate out here to the left. If you remember in the rabbinic tunnel, there's a big archway and it's blocked in, or it looks like it's blocked, but it's in there. But they broke through that, and we thought, hey, we could get right to the which would have been the Holy of Holies, you know, just go right there. And that was created an outcry, so they blocked it in. Okay, how we doing? Make sense?
Yeah.
Here's the cross section of it. You can see the temple, the Holy of Holies, where the covenant sat on the stone, highest point, was not in the middle of the temple. It was towards the back of the temple, right? The Holy of Holies.
Mm-hmm.
And so the temple itself would have been set forward from the Dome of the Rock a bit. And you can see the relative height of the temple versus Dome of the Rock. And then you can see the location of the altar in relation to the Dome of the Giant.
That's where you tell us about the blessing they've been doing out there for
Yeah, yeah. And so the Nicanor Gate, they would walk out to the Nicanor Gate, stand on those steps, and then speak the blessing over everybody.
Why, if you look at the Court of the Women, the dashed line just beneath that, and then the line above, they're not parallel?
Right?
Yeah.
Part of it might be it's on 2 pages. But the line that dips down is the courtyard today, the dotted line.
Yeah, I was just looking at, like, these two don't look like they're parallel, but that might be 2 different pages.
Was that the top 2 that you were just pointing to? Or the...
This one
Uh-huh.
and this one look like they come out.
Yeah. I think it's giving the relative height of the top of the platform and the relative height of the current platform as it goes out. So it drops a little bit when you get to the edge.
Okay.
So the Court of the Women would have been, straighter. So when you're standing at the Nicanor Gate, where those steps go up to the Muslim platform, you are standing where the Court of the Women would have started. So if you're standing on that step looking towards Mount of Olives, that's where the Court of the Women is.
From there over to the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Is that what you're saying?
No, towards Solomon's portico.
Well, what direction are we looking here?
This is a cross section looking north.
Oh, looking north.
Oh,
It's like we're by the Al-Aqsa.
Oh, I got you.
okay. I was thinking it was north to south.
So you're saying when you go down those steps to the east, that's where the Court of the Women is?
Yeah. So Zechariah would have walked out to those steps to say the blessing, priestly blessing, he couldn't speak. Okay? The temple diagram. So, we know it, obviously, but it was really big in Herod's day, and there's a lot of stuff around it that you just don't see. And we get this from the Talmud. The Talmud talks about it. So we get what was around it. So,
It does.
the Holy of Holies, and then the veils there, holy place, and then the porch. And you can see kindling gate and the gate of the firstlings and the Golad chamber. There's all these places that were storage rooms or they were used for specific reasons. The court of the priests to aid with the sacrifice, and the court of the Israelite men. The court of the Israelite men is just a viewing platform to watch the priest finish the sacrifice. In Jesus' day, there was this. We had a second story around it. Women could go up there, and they could be up high, and they could watch the men down below, and the priests just be beyond it. And so the women could be on the balcony watching the sacrifice.
Mhm.
The stuff on either side, is that all part of the same structure, or was it, like, I'm trying to figure out where the wall lines are,
Where the
walls are. So like those gates, I haven't seen this before. The kindling gate, that's all enclosed.
yes, it's open to the top except for part of it that would have been used for storage, but you could walk through.
Okay.
From the Nicanor Gate out to the Eastern Gate is it open?
Yes.
The altar was in the open air as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this
So-
is all in the open air.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that has a roof on is that.
That's okay. That's what.
Oh, so this is the court of the Where's the wall, dividing wall?
Would be out here.
Okay.
The dividing wall between
Mhm.
Gentiles and Jews.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm not familiar with the chambers and gates on the outside.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
not used to that.
yes, that's relevant.
Those are designated areas. I
They
would say.
are, and they're given in what's the name of the tractate in the Talmud that talks about it?
Okay.
Maldot, their dot. Yeah.
Because I haven't read it so far, and we're in Numbers.
There are some, like these semicircular steps by the
Yeah.
Nicanor. There are some who have said that the Psalms of Ascent
Or for those.
were meant to be sung or recited at each one of the steps going up,
Hmm.
and not the Psalms of Ascent from Jericho to Jerusalem.
Hmm.
I would kind of disagree with that, but I've got no.
Sure.
If
Well, there's
you,
only
if you
one
do
place we can
this,
sing now.
That's helpful.
this is the Muslim platform over the top. So you got the Dome of the Rock, you have the Dome of the Chain, and you can see where the altar is in relation to the Dome of the Chain. So the Dome of the Chain is like where the porch should be.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see the angle of the platform, the Muslim platform's at an angle, and the women's court doesn't happen until you get down off of it, toward the east.
Do we know why the Muslim platform is like a weird? No, we don't know about the shapes.
No?
Okay.
I thought you said something earlier that the Dome of the Rock was not right at the Holy of Holies. Maybe
So it's towards the back,
towards the back.
like where the Ark of the Covenant was.
So in the Dome of the rock's right in the middle of it.
It is right.
But in the highest point in the temple, wasn't in the middle of the temple, it was right towards the back where the Holy of Holies was.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's the most likely place the Ark of the Covenant rested was a little bit not centered but towards the western wall.
Say that again?
The Ark of the
Yeah,
Covenant.
yeah. So a little bit that, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mishnah Madot, there it is. It's in the Madot. The temple itself, this is the second story above the holy place in the Holy of Holies. And this is this was a surprise to me when I learned this, that there's a second story above it. And that they would actually clean in the Holy of Holies by a suspended basket. So they could clean and wipe the walls and do stuff. So they would let people down in that basket, as long as they didn't touch the floor.
That's crazy. Mission Impossible.
Mess with your friend.
You get into trouble. Where's lava?
But so they would go in through each of those holes in the ceiling. Somebody could drop down in a basket with a rope.
Yeah,
Okay.
How did we figure that out?
it is from the Mishnah Madot, Jewish in the Talmud. This is assuming everything they said there is accurate.
Right.
What would they do up on the roof? Like there's a staircase that goes up to the top.
It's a really good question. I don't know
Put
what they would
Jesus
do
up
up there.
there. It's just for testing Jesus. Same reason.
Jesus, was he at the top of the temple or top of the wall?
Place of trumpet, excuse me.
Yeah.
The little wing.
Yeah.
And here's the Josephus calls the place of trumpeting, he uses it interchangeable with the phrase the little wing. And so Luke, it's called the little wing.
Uh-huh.
And so you go like, oh, if all of that correlates, then the place where Jesus was tempted to step off would have been the place of trumpeting.
Is that at the corner of the Temple Mount, or is that actually on the temple?
Yeah, that's what I was curious.
It's
if I had
on
that.
that, excuse me, Temple Mount, not Temple.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because we stood outside the one time where I think the mikvah worked, but there was definitely fall down there by, I want to say David City.
Over here.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's what I had.
On that side.
Because the one museum has the place of trumpeting out, right?
Yeah, IMJ does, and
MJ.
there's a replica of it right there, we'll see. When we go, you come up, you go down, and then we'll walk up through some of the steps that the pilot built. And by the way, we always thought they were Herod, you know, the steps that go back up. When they were doing some work on it, they uncovered one of them. Here was coins from the Pontius Pilate coins.
Mm-hmm. I saw some today.
Yeah,
Where were these steps?
the steps down by Siloam, Pool of Siloam. The pilgrims,
Those what?
yeah.
What's called?
And so that he remodeled those or, did maintenance on them, but those steps are from Pontius Pilate, not Herod the Great.
Hmm.
Those come up right here. And you can see, how low the bedrock goes in the Tarpeian Valley. So when we go to the Davidson, we'll go into the museum that actually sits down in this valley. I think we're about done.
So back to the temple diagram. What I have notes in my thing about the Hall of Hewn Stones.
Right. There were 3 places where it said the Sanhedrin gathered. One is in the eastern end of the Royal Stoa. And that was like on display, coming here on Great Weir. Second, it was the council house, which was right in between the triple gate, double gate, and there's a council house right there where they would have met. A third, the other is the chamber of hewn stones. It's not on the temple itself. It is, there it is, right there. Chamber of hewn stones. I'm sorry, no, there's that. And that's the one that got destroyed or damaged in the earthquake of 33, yeah.
Which is where that there was an earthquake.
Say again?
That's where there was an earthquake when Jesus died.
Yeah.
Was Jesus the last trial in the Hall of Hewn Stones?
Yeah. Good question.
And God said, you're not going to do that anymore.
Hmm.
There was a full Sanhedrin and the small Sanhedrin. Full Sanhedrin, they said they called them all together. Either they packed in there, packed in the one on the steps. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have my notes says the Talmud says that 40 years before the destruction of Jerusalem, the Sanhedrin moved its meeting place to the trading place.
To the where?
To the trading place? I don't know where I got this.
I don't know where. The trading place maybe is the Royal Stoa.
Trading.
I don't know where that would be.
Oh, sure, because it would have been commerce in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Jesus flipped tables, right?
Yeah.
One of the places.
Yeah.
So it seemed like it was an ongoing activity through the day.
Yeah.
On the much further on the side of the court, the women, the eastern side of the temple, by the Golden Gate that was cemented in, is that where some of the cedars of Lebanon are under those tarps?
Yes.
Yeah. And those could have been the ones that different places in the Old Testament reference.
Right. Okay. Just thought that would be helpful to look at this before we do this tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks.